Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have a Bachelorette recap for you today. Oh my gosh, so much content to get to. We've got the breakup between Caitlyn and Jason. Caitlyn shares her feelings post-breakup. We're going to have all those stories coming up for you next, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. But first, as you guys know, I take notes. I read them back to you. Just a completely free-formed thought of what we saw last night on the Fantasy Suite episode of The Bachelorette, which ended up being pretty good. It was a good episode. It's been a pretty good season. We're going to get into all of that. Do me a solid. If you want to come see a stand-up show, I'm going to be in Huntington Beach August 17th, in Seattle August 24th. Tickets in the link in my Instagram below, and also Hollywood this Friday. So plenty of chances to come see me, and also I'll be on Patreon at 10 a.m. this morning talking about the breakups, the makeups, all the things going on in Bachelor Nation. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. This afternoon, Bachelor Rush Hour, the hit podcast. All right, let's jump right into it. We open up with the three dudes trying to explain how much they love Charity. It's like, well, I love her this much and I love her that much. It's like, you known her for 2 weeks, okay, folks? Wish they would record the trip to Fiji. That's how you get to see someone's true love. How did they struggle in the airport, right? How did they handle the airport people, the TSA? Did they get the big neck pillow? Like these, we just all of a sudden, boom, they're in Fiji. I want to know the process. Charity tells Jesse her connection with Dotun is unreal. She wonders if she is getting the real Joey. Will the real Slim Joey please stand up? Please stand up. Charity says, I'm not supposed to be falling for three people, but I am. And the producers are like, oh boy, our job is done. She says by the end of the week, she could say she's in love to all three. Then she says, God help me. And I'm like, he ain't saving you now. Because God's like, I didn't create The Bachelor. You guys did. This is your problem. I created Adam and Eve. You made a whole cocktail ceremony out of it. Xavier, you're up. Let's start with Xavier here. And there they are at a private island for the day. They do a traditional Fijian wedding ceremony, traditional dance. About a dozen locals teach them the dance moves. Looked like fun. Better production value than wheeling out the portable jacuzzi. You know what I mean? Usually they just wheel out the jacuzzi, change the filter, and everyone gets, hepatitis B or whatever. All right, Xavier tells Charity that he was unfaithful. Okay, so that's really where it all picks up. They do this whole thing. They parade her out. That's all fun and games. Aaron B is in the background getting his bags packed, ready to show back up. But this is where they all pick up. Xavier tells Charity that he was unfaithful with his ex, tells Charity because he knows it's triggering to her, says that's not the man he is, and says in marriage you can't do that. She goes, yeah. No, you can't. He's like, yeah, I've been told in marriage you can't be cheating while you're on vacation with your buddies. She's like, yeah, that's exactly what you don't do. Charity says infidelity is her greatest fear. She says this news completely derails her good date, and Charity says there's nothing worse in this world than betrayal with the person you love. And then Xavier tells Charity, so in the previews we saw that he was unfaithful, and I was like, all right, let's hold on. We don't know what it's going to be all about. Maybe it was a college thing and the relationship wasn't defined or whatever. I'm just saying, let's wait a second. But actually, when you find out, it's actually a lot worse. Xavier tells Charity it was multiple times in the span of 5 days, 2 years into his relationship. Charity asks what work Xavier has done on his end to grow from that mistake, and he says he's learned to be more introspective. And then he uses a bunch of terms which makes me feel like he didn't learn. He just, inserted introspective into a thesaurus. He goes, I'm more in tune with why I did what I did. And he says now he knows how to deal with temptation when on vacation with his boys. And Charity's like, you don't go on vacation with your boys. That's number one. Xavier says it'll be hard to be loyal again. That freedom is gone. And it's like, look, I get what he's saying, but sometimes you need to say these things to your buddies. And this is what happens when you don't have any buddies to talk to. You have these conversations with your buddies, and then you go and bring the brave face to her. Yeah, life can be hard. Sometimes you have a sexual temptation. That doesn't mean you act on it. You just feel it and you let it pass. And these things, I think women probably have the same thing. I'm sure Charity has the same thing. When you can be in love and also be possibly sexually attracted to somebody else. I think that's fair to know that, but I don't think that's something you tell Charity on the night of your fantasy sweet dates. Leave a comment. Are we on the right path here? Charity says his love should be so firm. He's saying that he's scared. He seems to respect that she's pushing him and challenging him. He says in his heart there is no doubt, but in his mind there is doubt. My heart's got no doubt. My little Xavier has a little bit of a doubt. She holds the envelope up and says, I wish I could open this, but it's not happening. And there she is looking all like, not on my watch. And he says, I can't say yes until we have sex. He didn't say that. That was paraphrasing. But he was like, let's just see how the night goes, and then we'll talk. And, of course, Charity goes, this ain't a build a man workshop. I don't know. Did she create that phrase? Because she should make some. She should trademark that. That's a great idea. She could literally do a not a build a man workshop where she teaches women to not fix men. He apologizes. They say goodbye. Heartbreaking. That was actually the probably biggest part of the episode. I feel like everything after that was kind of smooth sailing. So then we get to Aaron's part. He's on his iPhone video saying he has more to say to her, and he's going to Fiji. And it's like, okay, sure, Aaron, you're going on a nice free trip. Hopefully they gave you 6 days at the resort. If they flew you into Fiji and flew you back, that would suck. But if you can get a couple, Mai Tais at the poolside, whatever, then you're in good shape. All right, Charity wakes up alone after her Xavier date. That's gotta suck. You get yourself all ready for a night of fun. You get the waxing done, this and that, and then all of a sudden, you wake up alone. Shit, that sounds like my prom. She says, this ain't a Build-A-Man workshop. Okay, Joey's turn. Let's go to Joey there. Hey, Joey, the bar is set so low. Joey's in a dirt field. Charity shows up in a four-wheeler. She fords the river for all of my friends of the Oregon Trail out there. Charity fords the river. She didn't get dysentery and did not kill an oxen. Do I have those terms right? All right, that's nostalgia for the 90s, folks. All right, the ATV breaks down. Somebody call an Uber. They walk back. Very fun. They do their thing. Oh, next morning they look pretty happy. Charity says there's pressure on the night. Spiritual and sexual, I assume. Charity tells Joey she is in love with him. I am shocked. Anyone else shocked by this? She's saying she's in love with Joey. I guess it's just going to be one of those things, Before Ben Higgins' season, I don't think people said they were in love with anybody. Sorry, guys. I am having a rough morning here. It's the allergies. So I guess the reason you never said I love you is because if she says I love you to Joey and not to Dotun, then we know Joey's going to win. But of course, to know what's about to happen, she says I love you to both of them. So it's like, well, now common denominators. I don't remember math class. You get the common denominators. That wipes out each other's I love you, and there's nothing left. Speaking of math class, we have our Teacher Appreciation Month. I've got all of our teachers here. We have 30 plus teachers we are celebrating. And today's teacher, we have 3, but Amanda and Helen are 2 of our teachers from Phoenix and Minnesota, and we also have Aaron from Indianapolis. We're going to be covering 3 teachers a day. Amanda's our first one, and she's a first-year teacher starting in kindergarten. So you've got our Amazon wish list, link in the bio below if you want to donate any nice little things that'll help color the classroom, of course. Very good to support our teachers here. Okay, you like that little weave-in I just did? So anyway, they go to the fantasy suites, and let's see if Joey can serve up some aces or whatever stupid tennis pun for bumping Harrison's. Morning after, Charity says she is blissful, and it's like, well, that's the new sex glow. That is when you hook up with a new person, you feel a little blissful. I understand that. She says her love with Joey feels eternal. They're openly saying, I love you to each other. Wow, I couldn't believe it. Could you guys believe that? I was like, whoa, I guess we're doing that. You know how it is when you break the I love you seal. You can't stop saying it. All right, but it is Dotun's turn. Jet skis. They skidoo to a sandbar. Looks like the place Olivia Caridi got stranded on. Nice little sandbar there. Dotun says the scary part of this all is that he isn't scared. He mentions he didn't even know this was supposed to end in an engagement, which you might think is kind of, a red flag. But once you know Dotun's story that someone else was supposed to be on the show, they canceled last minute or whatever, and then Dotun, weeks before filming was supposed to be started, came onto the show, didn't really know what to expect, and here we are. I think that's a beautiful thing. Charity tells Dotun she is in love with him. Dotun tells her he is totally in love with her. Morning after, Charity says Dotun always exceeds her expectations. That's what you want the morning after. You don't want the person to be like, well, you met my expectations. No, you want the morning after to be, oh yeah, you exceeded expectations. 5-star review for Dotun. All right, Aaron is back. Let's go to Aaron here. We're flying through. He asks the front desk if they know Charity's room number, and they say no. Very nice. We don't want the front desk giving out random room numbers to people. Charity is hanging with producers by the pool. Cameras and daiquiris are flowing. And we love Aaron's nice outfit there, right? He's got a nice pink and green floral thing happening. And then anyway, he crashes the pool party. She finally gets some quiet time, and then here he is. And I think this is Charity with producers having a nice moment off after having her expectations exceeded. Charity says she has been thinking about their relationship Wait, hold on. Yeah, Charity says she's been thinking about their relationship every single day. And it's like, look, enjoy your free trip to Fiji, Aaron. Will he stay or will he go? Hopefully you get some time to hang at the pool, do some Fiji Tinder. We call it Fijinder. And that's where we leave off. There is a cliffhanger, folks. Who will come? Who will go? Will Aaron get to use Xavier's fantasy suite? I mean, if I was Aaron, I'd be like, well, look, sorry. I mean, I flew all the way to Fiji. I see clearly there's a fantasy suite that no one decided to forego their original rooms for. So what do you say I get in there a little bit? And my guess, and then if Charity decides to dump Aaron, maybe he can, like I said, quickly go down to the hotel bar and see if there's any other singles there for him, because you don't go to Fiji for nothing, right, folks? Maybe Aaron and Xavier could then hang out and do a little vacation scheming, because apparently Xavier likes to party on vacation. All right, let me know what you guys think. I've got multiple award-winning videos coming your way today. We have a lot to cover, both good, the bad, the ugly. It is full-blown Bachelor season right now. Charity season's reaching its finale in the next couple weeks. We have gigantic breakup news to continue to discuss. So much going on. So double check, make sure you're subscribed, have the alerts turned on, and we'll be back with more content right after this.